You're born in a village outside Carthage. Your father tends olive groves. Your mother weaves cloth in the shade. Life is simple, predictable, poor. Then the Romans come. Not for conquest this time, for taxes. Your father can't pay. The collector is a fat man with rings on every finger. He looks at you, 13 years old, strong back, good teeth. "This one will do," he says. Your parents scream. Your mother claws at the soldiers. Your father is hit with the flat of a sword. You're dragged to a cart with 12 other boys and girls. The iron collar goes around your neck. It chafes. You'll wear that burn for the rest of your life. The journey to Rome takes 6 weeks. 3 kids die on the road. Disease, exhaustion. One tries to run and is beaten to death as an example. You learn quickly. Don't cry. Don't fight. Don't hope. The auction happens in the Forum Boarium. You stand on a stone platform, stripped naked, while men in togas examine you like livestock. They check your teeth, squeeze your arms, discuss your potential in Latin you don't understand. A man buys you, Gaius Cornelius Lentulus. He's not a kind master. He's a businessman. He owns a ludus, a gladiator school in Capua. You're not special. You're an investment that might pay off or might die in training. Either way, he'll profit. The ludus is a prison with a name. Stone walls 3 times your height. Guards with whips. Barracks that stink of sweat, blood, and fear. 60 men sleep in your cell. Most are slaves like you. Some are criminals given a choice between execution and the arena. A few are volunteers, free men who sold themselves for glory or desperation. You're the youngest. They call you boy for the first year. Your lanista, the head trainer, is a former gladiator named Crixus. He's missing an ear and has scars like a map of wars. He doesn't care where you're from or why you're here. He cares if you can fight. Day 1, he hands you a wooden sword, a rudis, so heavy your arms shake. You train from dawn until your legs give out. Stance, footwork, strike, block, over and over until the movements are carved into your muscles. You eat barely enough to survive. Barley gruel, stale bread, beans that sit heavy in your stomach. They want you strong, but hungry. Hungry men fight harder. The hierarchy is brutal. Veterans get the best food, the best weapons, the corner beds away from the door. New slaves sleep by the latrine. You take beatings from older gladiators who want to prove they're still dangerous. The guards look the other way. This is encouraged. Weakness dies here. Strength survives. Your first real fight isn't in the Colosseum. It's in a small amphitheater in a town you never learn the name of. Provincial games, low stakes, warm-up entertainment before the main events. You're given a gladius, a short sword with an edge that catches the light. Your opponent is a boy your age, Thracian, doesn't speak your language. You circle each other, both terrified, both knowing only one of you walks out. The crowd screams. You hear nothing, just your heartbeat and his breathing. He lunges. You parry. Your training takes over. You don't think. You move. Your blade finds his ribs. He falls. His blood is warm on your hands. You stand there, shaking, waiting for something. Guilt, horror, relief. Instead, you feel nothing, just empty. The crowd cheers. They don't care that you killed a child. They paid to see blood. You gave them blood. That's the transaction. You vomit behind the barracks later. Crixus sees you. "This is what you are now," he says. "Get used to it." You're 15 when you're classified. They examine your build, your fighting style, your survival instincts. You become a murmillo, heavy infantry. You're given a tall, rectangular shield, a visored helmet that makes you sweat, armor on your right arm and left leg. Your matches are against Thracians and Hoplomachii, fighters with different weapons and styles. The strategy is simple. Use your shield, outlast them, wait for the mistake. You learn the arena is theater. The crowd doesn't just want death, they want a story, a hero and a villain, a comeback, a moment they'll remember at dinner parties. You learn to play to them. Raise your sword after a good strike. Acknowledge their cheers. Make eye contact with the wealthy citizens in the front rows. The more they love you, the more valuable you become. And valuable gladiators get better food, better treatment, a chance at survival. By 18, you have a name. Not your real name. That died in the cart. Your arena name is Ferox, the Fierce One. You've won 23 fights, killed 11 men, spared 12 when the crowd showed mercy. Each win earns coins that go into a fund, freedom money. If you survive long enough, earn enough, you can buy your way out. The average gladiator survives 3 years. You're beating the odds. You're good. You make friends. You don't want to, but loneliness breaks men faster than swords. There's Davos, a Greek who tells jokes before matches to calm his nerves. There's Marcus, a Roman citizen who gambled away his family fortune and volunteered to fight for cash. There's Kaiso, a German tribesman who barely speaks Latin but fights like a wounded bear. You eat together, train together, patch each other's wounds. You don't talk about home. Home is a wound that never heals. You talk about fights, strategy, which lanista is the cruelest, which guard can be bribed. You talk about everything, except the fact that one day you might kill each other in the sand. That day comes when you're 21. The games at the Colosseum, 60,000 people. The emperor is there. This is the pinnacle. This is what every fighter dreams of and dreads. You're matched against a Rhetarius, net and trident fighter, fast and dangerous. You don't recognize him at first. Different armor, different stance. Then you see the scar on his shoulder. You gave him that scar in training 2 years ago. It's Davos, the Greek who tells jokes, your friend. He sees you. You see him. The gate closes behind you both. The crowd roars. The signal drops. You have a choice. Refuse to fight, and you're both executed. Fight, and one of you lives. Maybe. You circle each other slowly. He throws his net. You dodge. He thrusts with the trident. You block with your shield. You're both holding back, trying to make it last, hoping for a miracle, a riot, an earthquake, anything to stop this. The crowd boos. They sense the hesitation. The emperor shifts in his seat. Fight properly or you'll both die badly, a guard shouts from the gate. Davos mouths something. You can't hear him over the noise. You think he says, "Make it quick." You charge. Your gladius finds the gap in his defense. He falls. The crowd explodes. You stand over him, sword ready for the final strike. He looks up at you. "Finish it," he whispers. You look at the emperor. Thumbs down. No mercy. You drive the blade home. Davos stops moving. You don't look at his face. If you look, you'll remember. You need to forget. That night, you don't sleep. Marcus tries to talk to you. You don't respond. Queso offers you his wine ration. You drink until you can't feel your hands. The next morning, Davos's bunk is already occupied by a new slave. His name is never mentioned. That's the rule. Dead men have no names. By 25, you fought in every major city. Rome, Pompeii, Verona. You have 47 wins. You're a star. Merchants sponsor you. Noblewomen send you gifts, letters with perfume and propositions. Children play gladiator in the streets using your name. You're a celebrity. You're also a slave. Fame doesn't change the collar around your neck. You have money in your freedom fund now, real money, enough to buy a small farm, start over. You're close. 5 more fights, maybe 10. Then you can walk away. But every fight is a coin flip. One bad day, one slip in the sand, one opponent who's faster, and it's over. Gladiators don't retire old. They retire dead or lucky. You get your shot at freedom when you're 27, a match against the current champion, Priscus, undefeated in 32 fights, a legend. The prize for winning isn't just money, it's the rudis, the wooden sword given to gladiators who've earned freedom. Your lanista makes the arrangement. One fight, winner gets the rudis and walks free. Loser dies. The Colosseum is packed. The Emperor Titus himself presides. This is the fight people will talk about for years. You versus Priscus. The gate opens. You step into the sun. The roar hits you like a wave. Priscus enters from the opposite gate. He's older, 35, covered in scars, missing 2 fingers on his left hand. He moves like water, no wasted motion, pure efficiency. The fight lasts 2 hours, the longest fight in Colosseum history. You trade blows. You're faster, he's smarter. You land strikes that would kill other men. He absorbs them and keeps coming. He cuts you across the ribs, the shoulder, the thigh. You bleed, but you don't fall. The crowd is silent now, stunned. They've never seen anything like this. 2 gladiators so evenly matched, pushing each other past exhaustion, past pain, into something mythic. You're both barely standing. Swords too heavy to lift, shields dragging in the sand. Priscus drops his weapon. You drop yours. You both fall to your knees, unable to continue. The crowd erupts, not in bloodlust, in awe. The Emperor stands. He raises both hands. Thumbs up. Mercy. For both of you. 2 wooden swords are brought into the arena. You and Priscus are both granted freedom. Equals. Legends. You don't remember walking out. You remember crying. Not from pain, from relief. 30 years later, you live on a small farm outside Brundisium. You grow olives like your father did. You never married. You tried once, but the nightmares drove her away. You still wake up swinging. You still check corners, windows, exits. Your body is a ruin. Shattered ribs that ache in winter, a leg that never healed right, scars that tighten when it rains. The younger villagers don't know who you were. To them, you're just the old man who limps and doesn't talk much. Sometimes traveling merchants pass through with stories from Rome. They talk about gladiators, the new champions, the latest games. You don't correct them when they get details wrong. You don't tell them what you were there. You don't tell them what it costs. You see him sometimes, a slave boy working in the village, thin, dark eyes, a collar around his neck. He looks at you with something like recognition, not of your face, of your wounds. He knows you were something once. You want to tell him it's not worth it, that glory is just pain with an audience, that surviving doesn't mean living. But what would you say? Don't become me? He's already me. He's every boy dragged from his home and told his life belongs to someone else. The Colosseum still stands. You went back once, years ago, walked through the tunnels where you used to wait for your name to be called, stood in the arena under the sky. The sand was clean. No blood, no bones, just empty stone and silence. They've built monuments to emperors, to generals, to victories. There's no monument to the men who died for entertainment. No names carved in marble, just ghosts in the tunnels, and memories the empire doesn't want to keep. You earned your freedom. You survived. But part of you is still there in the sand, 15 years old, holding a sword, killing a boy who looked just like you. Freedom is walking away, but you never stop carrying what you did to get it. That's the price. That's always the price. That's a wrap for today. The story you just heard is fiction, but the gladiators were real. The slaves were real. And somewhere in the ancient world, a boy with a collar around his neck was being told he could be a champion. If this one made you think, drop a comment. Subscribe for more.